what's up, guys? Somebody here. It's another one, and Molefi and Ntseki is getting it right. Right? Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
First win, 3 goals, 3 points. Molefi and Ntseki is finally getting it right. If you didn't watch the game, you'd think it was an impressive win. 3 goals and the clean sheet and they beating AmaZulu. The most unfortunate part is I did watch the game. The style of football, I'm not liking it. Gotta be honest, I'm not really liking the way Chiefs are playing. They're conceding too many chances. And also what kind of helped them as well was the fact that AmaZulu was just so blunt. They really was so blunt. But Chiefs were just, it was too predictable, man. Like it was, for me, it was just like you could just see what they were doing. And I'm surprised that AmaZulu didn't see it. And then I thought maybe, Shakes, maybe you're being harsh, Maybe give him a chance. So I started to ask my followers on social media in terms of, is he getting it right? And here's some of the comments. First comment, Mr. B, he is far from getting it right. We simply have no direction. If we can still be dominated by teams like AmaZulu and be content with that performance, then there is a problem. Next comment, Swuda Ace, still early days, Shakes. AmaZulu is just a wounded team at this time. I believe we do not have a coach. As yet, but we will see with the Stellenbosch game. I'm also looking forward to that one. He adds also that Sundowns will beat us, no chance. Katlego Moegoe says, big no. That's it. Big no. And this one comes from Velapala with a bit of positivity. Absolutely, he's gonna prove doubters wrong. And the last one being from the animal Scorpio. Shakes, stop it. It was a dead game. Let us not get carried away. Chiefs, to turn the corner, must beat Downs and Bucks and win some trophies. Not this week, AmaZulu. Yeah. Seems like not everybody was convinced by that performance. And I'm very keen to see what they're going to do tomorrow against Stellies, especially considering that Stellies will probably play the similar game in the way Kaizer Chiefs is going to play, that transitional football. And it's going to be a harder game, that's for sure. My biggest worry, I think Mamelodi Sundowns is going to expose Kaizer Chiefs this weekend. And they're not going to miss this time. They're going to create chances and they're going to score. And they'll put them away, no doubt about it. In that MTN clash, I don't think Kaizer Chiefs stands a chance. A TV presenter and a podcaster and also a Betway squad captain. Listen to how he breaks down why Mamelodi Sundowns are far ahead of everyone else. Another guest on Playing the Field with Shakes is someone that I know, someone I've had a great relationship with ever since I've met him. A TV presenter, a podcaster, and as well as the Betway squad captain, Fiso Mazibuko. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, Shakes. How are you doing?
I'm well, man. Are you good?
Nah, not too bad. Just the flu playing around with me at the moment.
Yeah, so you were busy at work this weekend, huh?
Yeah, I was out at the Kaizer Chiefs a match against AmaZulu, FNB Stadium. Yeah, it was good to see the Amakosi fans happy for, I don't want to say for once, but it hasn't been out to the season for the Glamour Boys.
No, 100%. Tell me something, man. I mean, what I know of you is that you were once doing cricket and now you've moved into football. And I was always asking myself, for the future of sport and broadcasting and all that, how important is that versatility for one to have? Because you've got facets in different sports.
I think it's massively important. And I think for me, it started at a very young age where my mother always encouraged me to try different sports and to spread my wings with regards to that. And what that has done is that's allowed me to move seamlessly between sports and broadcasting. I've played hockey at a high level, I've played cricket at a high level, I played football at a high level in varsity. And for me, it was just a case of really trying to get a little bit of something out of everything. And not necessarily from a playing point of view, but just lessons and also the networking opportunities that were there. I've played golf when I was young. I played tennis.
Yeah.
There's not many sports I was not exposed to, and like I said, it fits in perfectly. It wasn't the plan from a young age to become a broadcaster, but it has helped me, to become a better broadcaster. And obviously for me, a lot of people don't know that my broadcasting career actually started in football. You know,
Amazing.
I started at SuperSport Blitz, and then I moved on to football. That was the first live broadcast I ever did.
And that's dope. I mean, that's dope. I think for anyone who is watching this, at least you can be able to see that it takes some time to sort of get there, and you've eventually got there. But now that you're in football and you're part of our industry, having watched all the games and having watched Mamelodi Sundowns, how far do you think they are from everyone? Do you think it's a massive gap, or do you think it's like a medium gap, or is it a small gap to you?
Whew, you know, for me, I think it's a big gap. I think it's a big gap because I think Sundowns, and no disrespect to a lot of the teams that play in the South African top flight, but they can kind of play in second gear and they're okay to get a win, you know,
Yeah,
such as the quality they have. And I think one of the beautiful things they have is, and not to compare them to giants like Man City or to Guardiola's great Barcelona team,
yeah,
but they look like a side where even when you lose the Shalulile, there isn't a worry with regards to goals. Goals come from so many different components
yeah,
within the team. You know, Zwane can step up and score goals. You know, Alendi controls the game so well.
yeah.
You know, they've got wide players that can score goals.
Ribeiro as well has come in, huh?
You know, Ribeiro comes in and he looks really good, looks really composed.
Yeah,
You know, you look at a team that whoever you kind of slot in, you know, they'll be just fine. You know, if Asami Siabi plays in midfield, I don't think you'd feel that, you know, Rivaldo's missing or that, you know, whoever's missing, you know, you get a sense that it's such a good cohesive unit that whatever the whatever player comes in, they'll be just fine, you know. You think about if Mungani Zungu was at any other club in South Africa, would he be struggling to get into the team?
no,
Probably, you know, but you look at the quality that's there, you look at the quality that comes in, and I think you look at one. I think there's a lot of bad PR around Sundowns, but it's more historical PR where there's a presumption that Sundowns just buys all the stars, right? But I look at that team and I think, you know, don't count Ronan Williams, but you look at, you know, how many people were quoting, you know, Khulusi Mudau when he was at Leopards, you know,
yeah,
was Musa Lebusa a massive star? He was a good player at Ajax Cape Town, you know.
yeah,
You know, you look at, you can maybe say Rivaldo Garcia was a big name, a big star, you know, but, you know, Lisiba Ngu comes in.
yeah. Maruma Gallants, yeah,
Was he someone being quoted by the big guys?
not
I think a
necessarily.
lot about that. You know, they may have looked at him or whatever. You know, Leo Mayema, brilliant player in my books. You know, I never heard a lot of huge fanfare around him.
Yeah,
So there's there can be disrespect towards Sundowns to say they just open their checkbook, but we forget the processes that they've put in place, the scouting budget that they have, and being able to look abroad and be able to bring in players that fit into a Sundowns philosophy, fit into how they do things. And I think there's just not enough credit put on them with regards to that. It's not just simply about buying, you know, because I can sit on the other side of the table and say, well, Pirates have signed some big names over the years. Why haven't they resulted in back-to-back
yeah.
or three-time you know, league champions in a row?
And I fully agree with you. Is that I mean, over watching over the years, if you watch the game objectively, you give them their flowers just for even the way that they play football. I think you just watch them and the philosophy is like right there to see for everybody to see. But obviously, touching on the Soweto Giants, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, Pirates have got a lot of competitions to deal with. They're already dealing with the CAF at this moment. And as well as also Kaizer Chiefs, they just recently got their first league win. So Ntseki will be happy with regards to that. What's your realistic targets for both teams, for both the Orlando Pirates and as well as for Kaizer Chiefs?
I'm gonna start with Pirates. You know, I think Pirates are probably the second best team in the league.
Yeah.
And you get a sense that, you know, for Pirates, you know, finishing second would be a good job done. And to get a trophy in the bag, I thought they did really well last season to get those two trophies and to finish second. I thought that was a massive achievement for Coach Ribeiro, who I really like because I genuinely feel like he's encompassed himself in South African culture. The one frustration I've always had with Pirates is I feel like they draw too many games that they should be winning.
Yeah.
They seem to be a side that when they can be brilliant one day, and then they can play a bottom of the table team and they'll get a draw. So I think there will be it's still early in the season. You get a sense where a Sundowns can go on, and they are currently on a very long streak. Sundowns can go 10, 15 games without dropping many points. And that's where you kind of feel the Chiefs and the Pirates let themselves down. I don't see them, or rather, let's put it this way. They haven't shown us in the past few years that they can go on a 10, 12 match winning run.
No, 100%. I think also just the squad that they've put together and everything, I think that is something that's really interesting to see. Now, there's only two teams that is unbeaten at this current moment, and it's not a Chiefs, it's not an Orlando Pirates, it's Mamelodi Sundowns and SuperSport United. Tell me, man, is SuperSport United the dark horse here?
I just didn't want to talk for too long. I was gonna bring them up in with regards to my answer when you asked me about Chiefs and Pirates.
Yeah.
And I know I didn't touch a lot about Chiefs in that particular answer, but I mean, SuperSport United for me, they are. I'll put it like this: my favorite to finish second are SuperSport United. So essentially, in my last answer, I said Pirates would be happy to finish second. But if I had my top four, let me say top three, I would be Sundowns, SuperSport, Pirates. So for me, SuperSport United are a team that's going to be one thing Gavin's really good at, and I've got so much respect for him, is planning. Gavin's the sort of coach who knows exactly at this stage how many points we need. If that squad doesn't get hit by a lot of injuries, you've got a bit of youth, you've got a lot of experience, but also enough in the legs to really go deep. So I think SuperSport United could be a factor with regards to the league. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how they do get on.
Now, before I jump on to my last question, you said Sundowns number one, you said SuperSport favorites for second, you said Orlando Pirates favorites for third, but for some reason, the people want to know, where do you think Chiefs will finish?
Hey, my brother. You're laughing, but I had a lot of people always give me stick about my allegiances and I guess who I grew up supporting, and they always think I have something against Kaizer Chiefs. I'm a South African football fan who understands the importance of Kaizer Chiefs. And for me, people can say what they want, we can speak about success and whatnot. Kaizer Chiefs is the biggest team in the country. That's, for me, is second to none.
Yes.
But they at times, Kaizer Chiefs fans also need to get with the program with regards to the expectations,
Yeah.
So, but for me, I think if Chiefs finish in the top five, I think it will be good enough for them if they are prepared to understand that they're building to something better. It's I think it's going to be an up and down season again. I think there will be disappointments along the way. This is where I think, like a Coach Rivera did well for Pirates. I think winning the MTN 8, for example, was massive.
Massive.
Price tag, So for me, I think Chiefs finishing fourth would be good. And hopefully you have a nice cup run somewhere.
Okay, so your prediction for Chiefs is to finish fourth.
That is my prediction, yes.
Listen, Fiso, thank you so much for being on the show. Really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and I hope that you keep going and keep growing strong, man, and hopefully you recover from the flu.
Oh, thank you, man. I should be back in no time, and hopefully we'll see some beautiful football this week. Make sure you check out Waza Weekend if you are listening in, and if you're watching. Check out Waza Weekend on Thursdays on SuperSport. And we'll also do our nice predictions there, and hopefully we'll get them right. For anyone who's listening, and for the Pinterest squad, if you want to get involved, man. Those are some of my predictions. Hopefully we'll get them right.
Awesome. All the best, yeah?
All right, thanks, Shakes.
The MTN 8 returns this weekend, and I'm excited. It's the semi-finals, and I got in touch with football legend, MTN 8 ambassador, my captain, Lekgwathi, and I simply asked him for a prediction.
Skim, good. I hope you're good, ne? Yeah. My predictions: Pirate versus Sterling. Pirate are going to win. Yeah, a win to Pirate, as Patoba and Chide know, or I know, we know, or they'll be going for a revenge. And it's a cup game. They're the defending champion. Obviously, they have the feeling of winning this trophy, the experience, and yeah, Pirate are going to win this game 2-0 to Orlando Pirate. And my other prediction: Sundowns versus Kaizer Chiefs. A tough one, eh? After Chiefs winning 3-0, and yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns winning 2-0, and Chiefs losing to Sundowns 2-1, leaking, and yeah, that one is a tough one. To predict it's gonna be a tough one, but this one I'm gonna go for a draw. Yeah, it feels like now Chiefs are playing at home, so I'm going for a draw. Thank you so very much.
Who was up to par and who became our star? But also, who fell short in this game we all love? Let's find out on Moegoe of the Week. I know Pule Moody scored a brace this past weekend for Kaizer Chiefs, but that wasn't the star for me. The star for me was Castillo, the guy who got the third goal. The way he operates in midfield, I mean, that's the one player that I can say for Kaizer Chiefs that's starring right now, knows when to get forward, knows how to stay back, reads the game well. That is my star of the week. And the Moegoe. 4 league games, 0 goals, nothing. Very blunt. Amazulu FC. Yes, I'm talking about that team. They played against Chiefs. I mean, when I was watching them, I could actually see like why they don't score goals. They make it all the way to the box and they don't really do much. They pass, they pass, they pass, they pass. We get it. You can pass the ball. But for me, definitely the Moegoe of the Week.
It's time for Bet of the Week. Get ready to win big by placing the right bets on the right games.
This week's Bet of the Week is the biggest Bet of the Week I've ever done. So before I go in, listen carefully. Dortmund, win. Leverkusen, win. Chelsea, win. Manchester City, win. Real Madrid, win. Bayern Munich, win. Napoli, win. And obviously Arsenal, win. Barcelona, win. The odds, 22.14. And you know how much I can win? A mouth-watering, a staggering, amazing 10,000 rands. If you want to win with me and not miss out, click on the link below.
Remember to practice responsible betting at betway.co.za.
We've come to the end of the show. Now, before you go watch Pirates against Cape Town City, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified for future episodes.